coronet. That's a real brown flag. Freeman Butts. You can't go into education with a name like Freeman Butts. Those brats will eat you alive, buddy. We're back on the Warped Tour.
After God had carried us safe to New England,
There was one set of footprints.
and we had builded our homes, provided necessaries for our livelihood, reared convenient places for God's worship, and settled the civil government.
Yeah, about that.
One of the next things we longed for and sought after was to advance learning and perpetuate it to posterity,
Sounds cool.
dreading to leave an illiterate ministry to the churches when our present ministers shall lie in the dust.
I'm getting better.
In the spirit of these words, the General Court of Massachusetts, in honor of John Harvard, education's Puritan benefactor, established the first college in America at Cambridge in 1636. They named it Harvard College.
The Simpsons Writer Factory.
To the Puritans, religion and education were inseparable.
Huh.
The Bible was law.
Even the sexy
To
parts?
interpret the law, all men must be able to read. To read, they must be educated.
Can't we just touch snakes?
So, for little folk, education began in the home. It began with the few books that had been brought from England.
Like the Necronomicon here.
The family Bible, which every man needed to learn and read for his soul's salvation.
You can just get that on Amazon now.
The Catechism, that tested a man's knowledge of his faith and the Bible.
Those things are ancient. Did they raid a museum?
An occasional copy of one of the classics in some of the more learned families.
So they had nerds back then.
And for beginners, a special little book called the Horn Book,
The what now?
usually a child's first introduction to reading.
It's the book you wear.
This single page, protected by a covering of horn, contained an alphabet, a benediction, and a prayer.
And an eye exam.
Another book usually found in this collection was the New England Primer.
I see they had supercuts in the
Which said-
17th century.
In Adam's fall, we sinned all.
I don't remember
And
any
the
of
only
that.
remedy was,
Thy life to mend, God's book attend.
Taketh a look, 'tis within a
and
book.
to attend it was the goal of education in the church, in the schools, and in the home. One of the ministers in the Puritan church, Cotton Mather, in describing a family well-ordered, had said,
What up,
Above
fam?
all, instruction should lead to salvation by means of Bible reading, the catechism, public worship, and continuing religious teaching at home by the parents.
And definitely don't Google Cotton Mather
a
slavery
child's
witch
first
trials.
training outside the home came in the kitchen of a neighbor who kept a dame school.
Dame straight.
In communities where this was the only school, the child might attend from a few weeks to a year. And for a few pennies a week, she taught them the little she knew about numbers and letters, while going about her household tasks.
Okay, now we're going to learn about static cling.
Girls were taught to cook and to sew, and the formal education of many girls ended with the completion of her sampler.
I just need to add the chicken
It was
fingers.
a sample of the girl's domestic skills, the only diploma she would ever receive, because most colonial schools and all colleges were closed to her.
Which is normal and cool.
But for boys, the dame school gave the rudiments of instruction that preceded the reading and writing school.
These jokers put the rude in rudiments.
Here, religion was the core of the curriculum,
Fun!
and lessons were the ritual of the catechism with its questions and answers.
Okay.
Each boy was expected to be able to repeat the answers to every question and be ready to respond immediately if the master stick pointed to him.
What if he's got a pointed stick?
Questions? They were the fundamental doctrine of the Puritan interpretation of Christianity.
The most chill and laid-back interpretation available.
In my first parents, holy and righteous.
Righteous.
Are you then born holy and righteous? No, my first parents sinned. Are you then born a sinner?
Jeez.
I was conceived in sin and born in iniquity.
And some guy with a stick brainwashed
What
me.
is your birth sin? Adam's sin imputed to me, and a corrupt nature dwelling in me.
Poor kids. Where's Pink Floyd when you need him?
Thus ran the Catechism, the first core curriculum in Puritan schools. and indeed much of their reason for being.
Being repressed and traumatized, apparently.
The words of the Catechism were a part of the most popular textbook of the colonial period, the New England Primer.
Now a major streaming event on Netflix.
From the primer, a boy learned letters,
Other additional letters.
then syllables,
Shout out to Ebb.
and finally, words.
Finally.
Every word of its gloomy content was memorized and recited by heart.
And turned into dirty versions by this legend here.
Obedience, conformity, and repetition were the staples of educational method.
Good old-fashioned abuse.
Examples were copied from a handwritten arithmetic, but they were not practical problems.
They were silly problems with wrong answers only.
In 2 months to 3 years of schooling, a boy learned reading, writing, spelling, and ciphering. The limit of education for the common man.
That ciphering really comes in handy, though.
This much education was made compulsory by the famous Massachusetts law of 1642.
Oh, snap. The 1642 law?
This law also
Dang.
required all parents and masters to see that their charges learn to read and understand the principles of religion and the capital laws of this country.
Okay.
But it provided neither teachers nor schools for that purpose.
They were sold separately.
In 1647, the old Deluder Satan law was passed.
Catchy name,
requiring
normal
towns
name.
and communities to provide teachers and schools. Selectmen were required to supervise the schools and provide for public support.
Select men, Dr. Jones.
Each parent was charged in proportion to the number of children in the family.
A little more for the dum-dums.
Thus, the 2 New England laws provided for compulsory
He did a finger
education,
gun.
including taxes provided for support and for supervision.
So Puritans invented public school.
A man with a big family, who could not pay in currency, would promise to supply logs for the school fire for a certain number of weeks.
Whatever, guy. Fun with Shorts is made possible by these smart, attractive patrons. Join us at patreon.com/JoshWay for lots of fun with shorts, behind-the-scenes goodies, art, movie reviews, and deep, dark confessions on an exclusive podcast feed. All for a pledge as small as $1 per post. We will see you next time for more fun with additional shorts. Goodbye.